Hey, what's going on? It's Bill Burr, and it's the Monday Morning Podcast. And before I get started, I forgot to read one of the ads. So I got to read this one right here at the top and then splice the thing in. You don't need to know the technicalities. Here we go. You ready? Sit down, fold your fucking hands, and face forward. LegalZoom.com, everyone. Look, you got to plan for your future. You do financial planning, you get insurance. But to get real peace of mind, you got to make sure your family is legally protected. So where do you turn to for affordable legal protection you can trust? One place and one place only, LegalZoom.com. For over 12 years, they've been helping Americans get personalized wills, powers of attorney, living trust, real estate documents, and more. LegalZoom also helps start and maintain businesses with incorporations and LLC filings, trademarks, and copyrights. Their time-saving service was developed by a team of experienced attorneys, and LegalZoom takes care of you from start to finish. LegalZoom documents have been accepted by courts and government agencies in all 50 states. LegalZoom is not a law firm, but they can connect you with an attorney to help provide self-help services at your specific direction. For even more savings, enter Burr, B-U-R-R, in the referral box at checkout. If you are a parent or an entrepreneur, don't wait any longer. Call or visit LegalZoom.com and protect what is yours. And now, the beginning of the podcast. Hey, what's going on? It's Bill Burr, and it's the Monday Morning Podcast for Monday, April 22nd, 2013. How are you? How you doing? Well, that's good. What a week. It's amazing how much the world can change in a week. This week had everything. Sadness, fear, triumph, and conspiracy theory. What else do you need? And by conspiracy theory, I'm, of course, talking about how the fucking Los Angeles Lakers made it into the NBA playoffs. Dude, the NBA is the most manipulated. It's almost like they're trying to get caught. You know what I mean? I'm going to sound like this fucking guy who made this conspiracy theory about the bombings in Boston, but, you know, to steal his fucking line, how much more proof do you need? All you got to look at is fucking, who would you rather see in the playoffs? Who's going to make more fucking money, huh? The fucking Utah Jazz or the Los Angeles Lakers? Jesus Christ. I mean, it was fucking ridiculous. And now they're in the playoffs and they suck. But people are going to watch because they hate them just to watch them suck and watch them get pounded. It's just fucking, I don't know. It's the worst. It's the easiest fucking league to fix. All right? Nobody has more power than a fucking NBA official. I could fix a game. I don't even understand the game. You know? All I got to do is just fucking, I've said this before, all you have to do is a fucking NBA ref. Who's their best player? Give them two quick ones. Foul! And then another foul, right? Then as he's sitting there turning around looking over his shoulder with his fucking eyebrows down, you know, some guy who's worth 300 million fucking more than I am in my stupid athlete's foot shirt. I just look at him like, yeah, keep looking, I'll give you a tee. I'll fucking tee you up. Right? So now he's out of the fucking game. He comes back into the game the second quarter. I give him another one. That's 3. See you in the third quarter, buddy. There's no other fucking sport. You can't do that in NFL football. You know? I can't call intentional grounding fucking 2 times on Tom Brady and get him out of the game until the second quarter. I can't call 3 strikes on a fucking... You know what I'm saying. It is the most brutally obviously manipulated game. And this is what kills me. What fucking kills me about the mouth-breathing fucking morons that you bump into, that you walk into. I'm a fucking mouth-breathing moron. I can't even express my views. I'm actually taking a class on that. How to express your views. How to call other people dumb without sounding dumb yourself. Have you found yourself on your podcast with no guest? No. This is what kills me about these fucking mouth-breathing morons. If you start telling them that the NBA is fixed or it's fucking manipulated, they roll their eyes at you like you're a moron. And what fucking kills me is they had a mobbed-up ref. They had a fucking mobbed-up ref. And then they do that shit. It was just one. Yeah. It was just one. Yeah, just one bad seat. Like the NBA, it's boxing. It's basically boxing, but it's just as fucking corrupt. I love that shit. How it was just one. How there was a mobbed up ref, and none of the other referees on the officiating crew could figure out that this guy was throwing games or shaving points. I mean, what are they doing? They don't notice. Give me a fucking break is all I'm saying. All right, and then another thing is. There's no other fucking sport where the star players get the level of preferential treatment. I don't even want to hear it from you fucking NFL fans with how they protect quarterbacks, okay? They do that straight across the fucking league because those guys are their breadwinners. And obviously, a Peyton Manning, a Brady is going to get more. The star players always get more preferential treatment, okay, in all sports. I'll throw that out there. But none like the fucking NBA. All right? If you go near Kobe Bryant, you're getting a fucking foul. If it doesn't go in, he looks at the ref like it didn't go in. Obviously, I was fouled. And he gets the fucking call. It's annoying. Having said all that, as much as I hate the Lakers, that was the fucking worst thing I've seen in sports in a long time, other than that kid's leg falling off for Louisville, was Kobe snapping his fucking Achilles. But luckily, they're in an age now where he's going to be back. The way that they can operate on. What am I trying to say? The level of technology that they had. Like back in the day, you were fucked. It was over. My buddy Jason Lawhead, who's got a great podcast himself, was saying Dominique Wilkins took a year off after that injury and actually came back and became NBA Player of the Year, but he was never the same guy. But it's different now, you know, which, of course, they won't take into consideration. So when he does come back, they're going to be the most unbelievable, improbable, you know. Isn't it ridiculous? My level of fucking... It's not even the Lakers. It's their fucking fans. Their lack of knowledge on the game. Where they have one of the most selfish, self-centered fucking players of all time. And how the team actually plays as a team when he's not on the fucking court. And they still chant MVP when that fucking cancer comes back out on the court. It just blows my fucking mind. You know why? Because everybody's in a fantasy league. And it's all about, well, he had fucking 38. And this guy only had 22. Therefore, he's 16 points better. All right. Let me take my tampon out here and let's get on with the podcast. You're listening to the Monday Morning Podcast, and it's not brought to you by anybody this week. It's brought to you by me and my fucking hat. All right. So I started off with something silly and over the top. I don't like talking about heavier shit on this podcast, but obviously I got to acknowledge what happened at the Boston Marathon. You know, I'm not going to say anything that everybody else hasn't already said. I just don't know how somebody could... How do you fucking do that? Just walk up and you're setting it down and you're looking at people's legs and kids and shit and you're just walking away knowing that in whatever, 7 minutes, 8 minutes, whatever the fuck it is. I mean, just... How do you do something like that, you know? It's fucking unbelievable. These goddamn nerds, man. I got to tell you something. Nerds are some of the most dangerous fucking people on the planet. Okay? Those two were a couple of nerds. Nerds! Fucking MIT fucking nerds. You send me in a goddamn hobby store to cannibalize some fucking toys. You think I'm coming out with a bomb? I'm not. I'm coming out with the fucking ugliest toy you've ever seen in your life. All fucking taped together with duct tape. I don't even know what is in a fucking hobby store. What is in there? What did they, some glue? I don't know what they took. And here's another thing that fucking annoys me. You know, and then everybody thinks nerds, they make all these fucking movies like they're these great goddamn people. They aren't. They aren't. All the weaponry that you see across the fucking globe, for as much as some sociopath thinks of the shit, it takes a nerd to make that psycho thought a fucking reality. Fucking goddamn nerds. You teach them, you know, the secrets of the world, and this is what they do with it. You know? Or they come up with something and then somebody else uses it for fucking evil. I don't know what the fucking thing is. But here's my thing. Any terrorists listening to this podcast? Are you? Are you in a fucking cave right now? You know? Jerking off to your fucking 72 virgins or whatever the hell they're promising you. All right? First of all, they're not there. When you die, you go in the ground. Okay? That's where you're going. So what you want to do is you want to try and stay alive. You know? Meet yourself a cute fucking lady. You know? Have a cookout. Ride a bicycle. Feel the wind in your fucking hair or in your beard. You know? What are you doing? When is your district manager going to go fucking do something? Instead of sending all you cunts over here. Here's another thing, too. How about you switch it up every once in a while and you go to a gated community? You know? Does it always have to be regular people? Why don't you actually fucking go after the cunts that are making your life miserable? And you know who I'm talking about. I'm talking about the fucking bankers. You know? Let me tell you something about these banker cunts. They fucking own everything. You understand me? They own everything. And if they don't own it, it's just temporary because somebody's going to fucking die or need a kidney, and then they're going to lose whatever the fuck that they own. You know? Every fucking house, every fucking building, every fucking piece of property, every fucking blade of grass, these fucking banker cunts own. And they look at it that way. That's our stuff. Okay? And then you go on it, you air quote buy it from us, and then we bend you over that fence and fuck you in the ass for 30 years. And by the time you come out the other side, you're too fucking old to take care of whatever you bought. I can't go up the stairs anymore. I'm too old. And then you sell it. And then they get another 30, 35-year-old cunt in there, and they fucking bend him over. Fucking have at it for 30 goddamn years. That's what they do. Yeah. So I don't know what those people were trying to fucking achieve. All they did was just, you know, make a bunch of regular people just... There's no way to hear whatever your fucking cause is. I don't give a fuck. You could actually agree with me on everything that I think about the fucking world. The second you walk into a crowd and just fucking do something like that, I don't even want to hear it. But you know what was fucking amazing was how they just shut the whole fucking city down. I mean, that's just unbelievable. Everybody just stay inside, and then you just got the only person running up the street is the guy you're looking for. A couple of crackheads, you know. Crackheads don't have radios. Plus, they live outside. Where the fuck am I supposed to go? In my box? You know? Get your feet up on that park bench. Your fucking feet come off the park bench. You're officially considered outside. You can shoot two in your fucking neck there, kid. How funny was the news coverage listening to all those fucking Boston accents? Yeah, we ascertain that there's no suspects on Morrissey Boulevard. And I actually didn't watch most of it. Once the bullshit was going, it's like, I'm not going to sit here for 8 hours and watch a goddamn standoff. Watching these fucking news reporters grabbing anything with a mouth to start talking to them. You know, we got a gentleman here who works at Edelman's Bakery. You said that you actually knew one of the suspects. Actually, no, but both of them had brown hair, and my mother's got brown hair, so there's like, you know, it's like eerie, you know. Then one time they actually got a guy where one of the suspects dropped off the car, you know, and he had all this fucking unbelievable information, and he's just spewing it out on television, and they're also filming the cops where they're at and their location. I just wanted something like fucking 20-year vet to come up to one of these reporters, stick a pistol right underneath his fucking chin, and just be like, whose fucking side are you on? They're sitting there showing what they're doing. I don't know. But anyways, I was really amazed at how quickly and efficiently that whole thing went down and how quickly they got those guys. It was unreal. And then I was happy that when I found out, I'm sitting there going, please don't be from North Korea. Please don't be from the Middle fucking East. Please don't be from one of those fucking places. Because these fucking assholes are going to beat us. Because if we keep bombing every fucking and going to war with every country that they're from, I mean, we're going to go bankrupt. I mean, we just spent like fucking, how many billions of dollars did we just spend to catch like 35 people? I don't know why we just don't send the drones over there. What are they going to do? Worst thing to do is they shoot one down. Who gives a fuck? You just make another one. Have a fucking nerd make another one. And you just fly around over there. Right? I know I'm overly simplifying it, but then I found out they were from Chechnya. And I went, Chechnya? How the fuck you say it? And how many people were like me who said that? They're from Chechnya. You can't even say it, let alone even know where it is. I thought that was near like Yugoslavia or like Czechoslovakia. And today when I went to look it up before the podcast so I wouldn't even sound dumber, I just wrote in Chechnya and I spelt it so bad. Oh my God, I spelt it so bad that I'm not even saying it. I still can't fucking say it right. And I've heard them say it like 9 million times on the news. Like, my computer didn't even know what I was typing in, so I had to take my shot at spelling Chechnya, and then I put Russia after it. And then I was like, oh, you mean this? Evidently, it's just north of Georgia, in Armenia, and Azerbaijan. It's basically to the right and to the north of Turkey. You know? I don't fucking know. And you know what the worst thing about the bombing, other than the tragic loss of life, you know, and there's so much other stuff, like just, I would imagine people with hearing loss, lost, you know, vision or partial loss of vision, and just, I don't know, just the psychological, all of that damage that was done. Right up there, not right up there, but a distant third to death and injury and psychological, so we'll put it forth, is the fact that I really felt that that in my own little way, I was starting to turn the tide, and I was starting to turn Red Sox fans against that fucking Neil Diamond song. But now it's over, because now everybody's all patriotic, you know, about Boston. They played the fucking song. They played it at Yankee Stadium. I'm getting douche chills just talking about it. And then Neil Diamond himself, the devil himself, comes to fucking Fenway, and everybody reaching out, touching me, touching. The fucking joy in these people's faces as they sing along with this man who wrote a song about an 8-year-old girl. I don't understand it. But it's over now. I give up. I'm throwing in the fucking towel. It's over, because now it's now associated with the triumphant feeling of getting the two cunts that that started the whole fucking whatever. Anyway, fucking, this is why I'm not a news correspondent. I can't even explain it without saying cunts. Who are responsible for the bombings in Boston. There we go. That's what I'm trying to say. And now it's associated with that. So it's fucking over. It's fucking over. And anyways, bright side of all of this is that they got the two guys. And the two guys were trained in a fucking country that's too fucking big for us to attack at this point. They got too much shit themselves. So maybe we won't have to spend $1 billion, you know, have more loss of life on our side and have, like, kill 1 million civilians over there trying to find fucking 35 assholes. So I guess that part of it is good. And I love that we got him. And I think it's fucking hilarious that there's already conspiracy theories that these aren't the two guys. And it's the YouTube video of the week. You got to hear this fucking guy. He pieces together a bunch of video and cell phone pictures, and he finds another guy with a backpack, and then that's it. Completely ignores. You know how they say innocent men don't run? Yet they also don't kidnap people and throw grenades and shoot guns at fucking police. You know? That's not what you do. Like, wait, I'm being accused of something I didn't do, and then you just grab a grenade out of your fucking back pocket. You know? But this guy is absolutely convinced that from his computer, he doesn't need to go down to the scene. He doesn't need to interview anybody. He doesn't need to be anywhere near the evidence. He just needs to be on his computer looking at cell phone pictures and video. And so he finds another guy with a backpack that he says matches the one that was exploded afterwards. And then he goes, there it is, folks. He goes, how much more proof do you need? Then he goes, smoked it, folks, game over. He's talking shit like Verzi. I love the guy. When I have time, I'm going to go back to his channel. I'm going to watch all of his fucking videos. Because if he's going to end every half-ass, half-baked fucking idea with smoked it, folks, game over, I mean, I don't know about you guys, but that's easily 4 hours of entertainment in my world. You know? Anyways. So here we go. This is the Monday Morning Podcast, and I am your ignorant fucking host. And I'll make you feel better over the next 60 minutes about your level of intellect. Because no matter how dumb you think you are, there's no way you're going to come off, is it stupider than I am? What are we up to, huh? How many fucking minutes? Is it time to do the one and only read this week? We're 20 minutes in. Reaching out, touching me, pedophile, fucking creepy old dude. Get away from our damn kids. Fuck you. Fuck you. All right, here we go. I just hate when everybody goes bump, bump, bump. You know? Ugh. Oh, do the world a favor and kill yourself. Kill that song. Wait a minute. Where the fuck is the ads for this week, everybody? I did my little due diligence here. Downloads. There it is. Stamps.com, everybody. Stamps.com. You know the drill. Small businesses know from experience that going to the post office is a waste of time. But leasing an expensive postage meter is out of the question. I know a better way, and I've been telling you about this for over a year. Stamps.com. Stamps.com will save you valuable time. You get 24/7 access to all services of the post office right from your desk. Whether you're sending envelopes or packages, first class or priority, domestic or international, however you want to send it. Get the postage you need using your own computer, printer, and Stamps.com. You're standing there in your underwear at 2 in the morning, and you can get all your mailing done. You can get a jump on your day. You never have to leave your house. It's fantastic. It's the Howard Hughes style post office. You can sit there, grow your nails and your hair. You can have a great time. It's quick, it's easy, and it's really convenient, and you'll never have to go to the post office again. I use Stamps.com to send out all my DVDs. I don't have any problems. It's tremendous. And I'm a moron, and I can figure out how to use it. Right now, use my last name, Burr, B-U-R-R, for this special offer, no-risk trial, plus a $110 bonus offer, includes a digital scale and up to $55 in free postage. Don't wait. Go to Stamps.com before you do anything else. Click on the microphone at the top of the homepage and type in Burr, B-U-R-R. That's Stamps.com. Enter Burr. There you go. That right there, ladies and gentlemen, is all the advertising for this week. So all you whiny cunts out there who want your free shit, and I love how the whiny cunts want free shit and they want no advertising. Work for me for nothing. All right, before I get on to some of the other shit that I want to talk about, I'm going to read this first email that I got from somebody, and it's titled Anger, Not Hitting. It said, Dear Bill, I watched 2 of your specials recently on Netflix. While you are a very funny guy. Now, this is when you know some criticism is coming your way. Anytime somebody, I'm not saying you're not a good guy. While you are a very funny guy, and most of the stuff is great, I really need to point out your bit about violence against women has a major flaw. Well, thank you, person who never did stand-up. Please, by all means, help me fix my jokes. There's no doubt there are plenty of reasons a man could be angry with the woman. So there is a reason for that. But there really is no reason and no excuse for hitting. My ex nearly murdered me because I didn't want to be with him anymore and told him he needed to move out of my house. I paid for entirely mine alone. I never laid a hand on him nor even thought of it. I spent a week in intensive care. So you can see how I might think that you could amend that bit to say there are reasons for anger, not hitting. All right. Now, for those of you who aren't stand-up comedians, this right here is a reoccurring email that will go on throughout your entire fucking career. And this is what I find. First of all, at no point did I say anybody should hit a woman. I never said that. I said, when they say there's no reasons to hit a woman, I presented scenario. I just said, look, there's plenty of reasons to do it. You just don't do it. That was the joke. Repeat, the joke. Capital J-Oak. Joke. And this is what I find about people who get offended. And she was cool or whatever, obviously, you know. This is what I find about people who send me emails like this. All right? Obese people get offended by jokes about obesity. You know, women who've been fucking beaten by some piece of shit guy get offended about the hitting women joke. All right? Fucking, I don't know. People who fly, pilots get offended by my shit about talking shit about pilots. But this is what I find. Pilots never get offended by the obese material. Obese people never get offended by the hitting women thing. The dog lovers who get offended by the adopt a dog, rescue dog bit, never get offended by the starving child jokes. See what I'm saying? Well, I understand if you don't. Let me try to explain it a little better. I'm just saying, this fucking lady sat through 2 of my specials. So the first special, okay, she watches. I don't fucking talk about hitting women. So that's an hour right there. She sat through, laughed her fucking tits off, had a great time. And then she sits through about 40, 45 minutes of the next one. And everything's fucking fine. And everything's funny and everything's just a joke as I'm just going through one topic after another that's offending the fuck out of everybody who's in that group. And then it comes around to some shit that's in her neighborhood. And then all of a sudden I have to start making like amends to bits. I need to tweak it a little bit because of her fucking personal experience. I have to tweak it because of her personal experience. And then all of a sudden, what I'm saying is not a joke anymore. It's more of a statement. And I'm more like, you know. I mean, earlier in this podcast, I advocated these terrorists go into a fucking gated community. Do you think I really want them to do that? Yeah. No, I don't. I don't. But just maybe light some firecrackers off underneath their limo. Just something. Some sort of small payback. How easy would it be for them to get in the fucking, those gated communities? They're already driving the town cars. Dude, if I was a banker, and I was a piece of shit banker, I would be so fucking paranoid that someone was going to whack me for all the misery and suffering that I fucking, you know, that I've been causing. The fact that I turned a fucking pond into my own jacuzzi, right? I can park my yacht in my fucking jacuzzi. And I just sit there, you know, eating fucking crab legs and caviar every fucking day, standing on fucking dead babies' heads. There's no fucking way I would ever get in a fucking town car. There's no way. There's no way. I would have whoever my Fredo, of my litter of kids, whoever the Fredo was, that was to be the guy that I had driving the car. Although in The Godfather, he was looking out for Marlon Brando, and then he got shot, right? So I don't fucking know. Anyways. Oh, I read some really interesting shit about how Iceland beat the bankers. When Iceland went bankrupt, and then the bankers tried to pull this shit where, yeah, we were greedy cunts, and now we're putting the debt on you and your taxpayers. They said, you know what? Fuck you. This isn't our debt. This isn't our mess. It's yours. And then all these fucking sellout cunts like fucking Amsterdam and Britain put all this pressure on fucking Iceland because they pussied out with the bankers. They've been on their knees sucking that banker cock for fucking ever. They tried to fucking get them to come along. They tried to pressure them, or else we'll turn you into the Cuba of the North. And they said, fuck you. We're not doing it. And you know what? That's what this country should have done. This country should have told those banker fucking cunts. I'm beside myself that it isn't brought up more. It's the whole thing. Like, I have water damage to my house. My insurance company sends a check that's made out to me, Nia, and then my mortgage company. And we have to sign the check over to them so they keep the money. And you know why that is? Because they fucked so many people so fucking hard in the ass. So many people are upside down in houses because of the bullshit that they created by making people who aren't qualified for loans qualified. So instead of having 5 people bid on a house, you got 10 people bidding on it, and it goes up like Super Bowl tickets, right? And all of a sudden, a house that's really worth $180 sells for $270. So you got these cunts. Everybody's fucking upside down in the house. So they're like, well, fuck it, I'm keeping this money. And then when they foreclose on it, they fucking come in, and they're like, fuck, they never fixed the roof. So now I have to sign over my goddamn money. It's my money. It's my insurance. That's my insurance money. I have to send it into them. You know why? Because, people, it's not my house. It's their fucking house. It's theirs. All right? And if I ever pay this fucker off, which I'm gonna, I drive a 6-year-old hybrid. All right? I don't give a fuck. I dress like Malcolm Young because I'm getting these cunts out of my life. And this is what's going to happen. I'm going to pay off this fucking house. And you think when I die, I can just give it to somebody else? It's my house, right? If I can fucking give away all my other shit, why can't I give the house? The house is going to have all taxes and all these penalties and all this bullshit. And whoever I fucking leave it to is going to be like, you know what? It's just going to be easier to sell it. And then they sell it. And whatever money they make, they get the shit taxed out of them. They get half a dick in their ass. And then somebody else buys this thing. And then the bank goes balls deep in them for another fucking 30 years. You know what? Halfway through that, I realized, am I sounding crazy or am I making sense? I don't know. I talked to a banker in a titty bar. He agreed with everything I said. All right. Special thanks this week to everybody I did at the Tampa, who came out to the Tampa Improv, who came out to Florida State University in Tallahassee. I'd never been there. And came out to Miami, the Fillmore Jackie Gleason Theater. Had a great time in all cities. That was the end of the bus tour when it was just me and Verzi. Jason Lawhead and his dad had gone home at that point, so it was just us on the bus. I have a fucking unbelievable video of being on the bus, and this fucking RV is just completely engulfed in flames. So that'll be a video that I'll be sending out to you guys this week if you want to check it out. Tallahassee, Florida. We played Florida State. We went over to their Bobby Bowden. We went over to the stadium. Did I tell you that last week? I can't remember. No, I wouldn't, because that would have been on a Tuesday. Yeah. So we fucking, it was one of these great stadiums where they just leave it open, and the students can go in there and run the stairs and just, it's kind of how like it used to be. Stadiums, even pro stadiums used to be like that. I remember a long time ago, my family was vacationing down in Florida, and we were in Tampa. And somehow we ended up the original Tampa Bay Buccaneer stadiums, like the John McKay one, right? And I wanted to see it, so I got out of the car with my mother, and we just walked right into the stadium. And I stood on the corner of one of the end zones. It was wide open. I mean, what are you going to steal? It's grass, chairs. It's just a big fucking circle with chairs. But now I guess because they got all this other crap in there with the luxury boxes, people think you're gonna, I don't know, steal a fucking recliner. I don't know, whatever. So Florida State University, we went there, and me and Verzi actually, we ran up the stairs one time, and it was one of the great workouts I've ever had, just doing it once. And of course, me, I have fucking OCD. It's like, oh, you know what? I do one for 3 days in a row, then I do two, and I fucking work my way up. It's just, my brain just starts fucking going. But great crowds there, great crowds in Tampa. Smoked some amazing fucking cigars in Tampa, and then we went down to the Fillmore, Miami, in South Beach. And South Beach is so fucking beautiful. With they have all these, like, I'm a big fan of Art Deco, and they have all these Art Deco style hotels, and the theater itself was that Art Deco style. The crowd was amazing. I'm not gonna lie to you, dude. That tour I just went through the South, I was on my fucking game. I had some of the best shows I've ever had. And I think it was because it took me so long to sell tickets down in the South. Like the first place I sold tickets, obviously, was the East Coast. That's where I'm from. My HBO special came out, and then I got on the Opie and Anthony show at the same time because Norton was doing Lucky Louie. So those two things kind of hit at the same time. And once they hit, I kind of was able to sell tickets from Boston down to like D.C., which is a big O&A market, and maybe to about Cleveland. But I didn't have Pittsburgh, though. And then I think I had like San Francisco. That's what I had. And then gradually I got the middle of the country. And the last one to fall was the South. I just couldn't get in down there. From fucking Nashville all the way down, even to like Miami. I used to do the Improv, and they're like, yeah, white comics don't sell well down here. It's a really big Latino community, and they weren't lying. I showed up, there was nobody there, so I think I was fucking excited and felt like I had something to prove. I don't know what, but it was kind of like the first show went well, and it was like you hit your first jump shot, and then it just was fucking amazing, man. Just amazing. So I really want to thank everybody who came out to all those shows. One thing that did bum me out, though, was, I'm a huge Jackie Gleason fan. I used to watch his, obviously watched all the Honeymooners episode, and then I used to watch his variety show, which I also loved. Joe the Bartender. What was it? Crazy, I can't remember. It's been so long. I forget. That's when I say Lou Holtz sounds like. Hey, Joe. Hey, Mr. Donahue. That guy. Remember that? He sounds just like Lou Holtz. Say your prayers. Listen to your coaches. Excuse me. Oh, fuck me. God damn it. I swear to fucking Christ. Are you guys like me? Fuck. I spill a fucking glass of water every goddamn day. Went right on my Rolling Stone, which I have a subscription to. Fucking Louis C.K.'s on the cover. This is one I'm obviously going to say, now I got all fucking wet. Now I got to go down to the newsstand and buy another one. But you know what? That'll be good for him, because they'll think, oh, well, everybody's buying it because he's on the cover. They won't realize it's a bunch of morons spilling glasses of water on it. By the way, if you get a chance, fucking unreal article on Louis C.K. Fucking killer article. So anyways, going back to the Jackie Gleason Theater. So I performed there, and then I leave, and after I left, somebody goes like, yeah, how amazing is that theater? I was insane. They're like, yeah, Jackie Gleason performed there, and blah, blah, blah. I go, I know. And they go, did you see his dressing room? And I was like, what? They go, yeah, upstairs. They have his dressing room. They've kept it pretty much like the way he had it after he was finally here. I mean, it's amazing. It's like walking back in time. And I was like, what the fuck? Why didn't you tell me? How do I know I'll ever be back there again? That was the only bad part. But then it was quickly made up because Verzi at the end of the show he met this chef out of New Hampshire, Tim Andriola. And he had was like I guess he has 3 restaurants down there. Celebrity chef. Long story short, he invites us out keeps the restaurant open. And we basically, to use Verzi's expression, we dined like gods. It was insane. Now, forgive me, Tim, because I don't fucking remember the name of the restaurant. And so you don't think I'm being disrespectful. I don't remember the names of any restaurants. All right? Like, I just have nicknames for all the ones that we go to out here. One of them's called Pancake Circus. That's because I walked in there the first time I saw it. It had this giant, like, manhole-sized pancake with a bunch of fucking whipped cream on it. And all I could think of was, like, that looks like clown food. So, I don't know. I'm a moron. But I think it's Timo. But this is the thing. The first thing we go there, the first thing they bring out is crab legs. I fucking hate crab legs. I've never been into them. It's so much goddamn work to get a mouthful of fucking meat, and then it just tastes like the goddamn ocean. All right? I have been converted. These fucking crab legs, not only were the best crab legs I ever ate, it was some of the best food I've ever had. Even the melted butter tasted better than anybody else's melted butter. I was sitting there. I looked like a toddler eating birthday cake, except in cake all over my face. It was just fucking crab legs and butter. I must have ate like fucking 3 or 4 of those legs. Then he brought over pizzas. Who does pizza well in outside of New York and the fucking East Coast? This guy, Tim Andriola. Fucking pizza's unbelievable. And then we had, is it ceviche? Is that how you fucking chetnia? I don't know how to fucking say it. Unfucking believable food in the restaurant. It's spelled Timo. I know I'm saying it wrong because there's a little fancy accent thing over the O. Timo. I don't know how to say it, but it's right on the beach. All right? If you ever go down to South Beach and you bring your fucking lady, then I can't say it. Timo with the fucking, it's not the Motley Crue 2 dots. It's one of those little accent things. So thank you to Tim, his whole staff. Everybody was insane. And we came over there. It was like 8 of us. And you know, I swear to God, they would have still been bringing out food if we didn't leave. It was one of the greatest I've ever been treated on the road. And you know, I don't know. It was fucking insane. So what else? What else am I going to talk about? I don't have any smooth transition from that to the next thing here. I've been watching a bunch of shit on Netflix. I'm big on I like documentaries, you know, and I watched 1.5 last night before I fell asleep. I watched this thing called The Queen of Versailles, which you have to see, and it's basically about this guy, 75 years old. 75 years old. He married Miss Florida in 1993, so he's fucking balling. Has 7 kids with her, right? And he's got this, he sells timeshares, you know, which, you know, is really a shady fucking business. You know, hey, I don't, what is it, fucking timeshare? It's a fucking overpriced hotel room, isn't it? I mean, I don't, what am I buying? If I spend all that money, I don't want to be laying in a bed that somebody else has been fucking in. I want a brand new bed, okay? That's deal number one. Because other than that, I can go lay in a bed that everybody else fucked in all year long. It's called a hotel, right? But this guy was the biggest timeshare company in the world, according to him. And he was in the middle of building the biggest house in America, and it had 10 kitchens. There's fucking 9 people in their family. They have 1 more kitchen than they have people in their family. All right? You have to watch just to see them. I mean, it's not finished yet because in 2008 they got caught up on all the banker shit. And but you just have to see when his wife walks in with her friend, and when they walk up these stairs, I'm telling you, these fucking stairs are wider than the stairs at Grand Central Station in New York City. They go upstairs, and the fucking friend of the Miss 1993 Florida is like, you know, because they haven't like put the walls up. It's just the framing of it. She goes, "Oh my God." She goes, "Is that your bedroom?" And she goes, "No, it's my closet." It's But if you really want to see, okay, now a lot of people will watch the Queen of Versailles and go, look at these two selfish fucking people and all the waste and all that. Abso-fucking-lutely. That's on the fucking surface. But underneath all of it, you see a guy who doesn't want to declare bankruptcy and put that money on the American people and wants to fight his way out of it, and the bankers won't do it. Like, he had a building out in fucking Vegas. He put $350 million of his own fucking money in, and now he can't make the payments. So he wants the bankers to try and, give him some of the bailout money, and they kept all of it. Because this is the thing. If they get him to default on that, they get to keep his $350 million and sell the fucking building all over again. And obviously this guy, he got overextended. He made the mistake of not realizing, what bankers are and what it is that they do. They're not your friends. They're not trying to help you grow your fucking business. They're trying to make every fucking dime off you as they can. And when it's over, you bust the joint out. I just started thinking about the fucking Goodfellas. Well, they start burning it down. But rather than burning the place down, it's you. The Ray Liotta and fucking Joe Pesci are fucking tying those little candle things to you. Trying to bang this fucking Jew broad over here. You can't help me out? What's the world coming to? And then you burn to the ground. That's it. But the building's still standing. And then they get some other group to go in there. And then they fuck them in the ass. I'm telling you. We should all, as civilians, you remember the ending of Scarface when they were coming over the wall? That's what we should be doing right now in gated communities, going to bankers' fucking houses. We should be dragging them out by the tassels of their fucking wingtips. All right. Anyways, so I watched that. Phenomenal. And it was sad. It was also sad because you saw a guy that was really into his business. But granted, I think also, you have to find a through line when you're filming something, because I think they initially started the documentary. I think it initially was going to be, look how successful this guy is. And then that shit happened, and then it turned into something else. So I heard he sued the makers of the documentary, but phenomenal. And the music is incredible. All right. And then I watched another one about the serial killer, Carl Panzram. The Spirit of Hatred and Vengeance. You got to fucking see this. He writes this guard befriends him, and he writes a fucking book in jail. And I forget how I had it in my head how he said it. They have the voiceover actor going, "My name is Carl Panzram. I have killed over 22 people and committed over 1,000 acts of sodomy." That's how his book starts. I got to buy the fucking book. Let me look this up. I'll read you a little bit about this guy on Wikipedia. For some reason, a bunch of other people. Ted Bundy, speaking of Florida State. Dude, you know what Florida State, where Ted Bundy killed those 3 sorority girls? They still use that house as a sorority house. That just fucking blew me away. Fucking blew me away. Like, how in God's name? Now, I'm not into ghosts. I don't believe in that shit. But I do draw a line. I don't think that I could sleep in that fucking house knowing that all that shit, happened. All right, here we go. Let's just read Carl Panzram here. Was an American serial killer, rapist, arsonist, and burglar. Here we go. He's known for his confessions to his only friend, prison guard Henry Lesser. Let's get this killing spree. What the fuck is it? He had a boat, and he would get sailors drunk, and he would bring these guys back to the boat. He'd fucking sodomize them and then shoot them in the head and throw them overboard. One of the most evil fucking things ever. Was basically, that happened when he was a kid. He got fucking raped, and then he was like, all right, well, I'm fucking raping everybody else. I mean, the guy was just fucking... Yeah, let me look up some quotes. I don't want to creep you guys out. This is turned into a creepy podcast, but I just never heard of this guy. Carl Pransram. Where the fuck is it? All right. There's some website, the 11 most badass words ever uttered. I hate when I do this to you guys, when I just start surfing the fucking net. All right. Hurry up, you Hoosier bastard. I could kill 10 men while you're fooling around. I don't know. Well, you know, it kind of helps if you have the context. Oh, was that when they went to kill him? Everyone hopes to leave a legacy, to be remembered after our passing. Some people try to pull off immortality with a lifetime of achievement and noble acts. But why piss away all that energy when you can simply spout one badass quote before you take a dirt nap and live on through eternity? Known as a guy who needed a second casket for his balls. The last words of Carl Panzram when he said, hurry up, you Hoosier bastard. I could kill 10 men while you're fooling around. A Hoosier, somebody from Indiana. Carl Panzram did make an interesting point about the mire of bureaucracy versus individual enterprise. If you guys are executing... Oh, but yeah, basically he thought they were taking too long. Wow, this is great, man. This is all people's last words. Last words of Chief Sitting Bull. I'm not going. Do with me what you like. I'm not going. And then exclamation point. Come on, take action. Let's go. I guess that was back, you want to fucking do this? Let's do this. That's how they said it in the 1800s. And he's also speaking a second language. That's how much balls he had. He still sounded tough in another language. Another guy before he got hanged, the last words of George Engel, union activist and founder of the Socialist Labor Party. He's standing with the fucking rope around his neck. He said, hooray for anarchy. This is the happiest moment of my life. All right. I got to read them all now. Just when you thought you had a fucking pair. Here we go. Gills Corey. Last words of a farmer accused of being a witch while being crushed with stones. He said, more weight. James French, convicted murderer, put to death in the electric chair. Oh, his name is James French. He goes, hey, fellas, how about this for a headline for tomorrow's paper? French fries. I'm sorry. I'm enjoying this. I hope you are, too. Last words of the hipster hero. How do you say his name? Che Guevara? The one that everybody has on the T-shirt. I don't know what he did. He was friends with fucking the bearded bastard down there, and then all of a sudden he went down. He was going to play baseball. All those Cuban rebels, at some point they were going to play baseball. They fucking loved the game. I believe, what's-his-face, Castro pitched in the farm league of the Colt 45s. All right. This was Che Guevara. His last words were, I know you're going to kill me. Shoot. You're only going to kill a man. Jesus. I hope that they don't have... If I'm going out like that, they better not have my last words, because I'm going to sound like the biggest pussy ever. Come on, don't do it. I'm sorry. You know, I was just thinking of it was what's-his-face. I can't remember anybody's fucking names. I got to get this one right. I got to get this name right, or else I can't do this. Fucking. I'm a moron. But let's go back to the podcast. I was thinking of who's the guy who plays MacGruber? There's too many Wills. Will Ferrell, Will Arnett. It's not that. It's fucking. I'm the worst. How he would always do that thing when he would get into a jam and just be like, I will suck your dick. I would have some awful fucking quote like that. I would. I don't want to die. Don't kill me. Please, do not kill me. All right. Here we go. Some fucking, I'm going to look up his fucking name. Okay. Addicted to Whoas. Hey, Bill, love the podcast. I could use a bit of advice. I'm a 30-year-old man and have a bit of a problem. Over the past few years, I've become addicted to whores. Not just typical bar sluts, but full-blown professionals. Oh, Jesus. It's gotten so bad that I research the girls that I see, and the majority of my time consists of going through message boards and underground communities filled with other pervs like myself who review working girls. All right, dude, you're going down a dark fucking hole I fortunately never went down. I'm already in over my head here. But, you know, whatever. You wrote in, so I'm going to fucking try and answer it, knowing full well that I am not a professional, sir. He says, my problem is that I have become so addicted to this lifestyle that I cannot see myself having a traditional relationship with the woman. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. You open Pandora's box. You know? Dude, you have a woman who will do whatever you want, and you don't have to be emotionally there for her. You don't have to wipe your feet off. You can just, you know, talk to her wherever you want, give her some money, and then she leaves. You don't even have to cuddle. You have zero emotional responsibility. You know? That's like somebody rich who's been fucking flying around in their own jet, and then all of a sudden, you know, their shit goes down like in that Queen of Versailles, and all of a sudden they have to get on a commercial flight, and their kids are looking around going, why are all these people on a plane? You're in the same place. Your dick is like a billionaire. You know? And if you get into a fucking relationship at this point, that's like the 2008 collapse. You know? That make any sense? All right. After experiencing this lifestyle for so long, I just cannot force myself to sit at a bar trying to convince some chick whose best years are behind her to give me a half-hearted BJ. I consider myself a decent-looking guy. I think you consider yourself a lot more than that, sir. I think you stand in front of the mirror with your hands on your sides like Superman. Not hands on your hips. Hands on your hips, that's effeminate. But if you stand there with your two fists like that, then all of a sudden you look like you should have a cape flapping behind you. I think you do that. You stand there and you're naked, you know, with like the same distance between your feet that a state trooper has when he comes up going, do you know how fast you were going? And then you look to the side with your dick flapping in the wing because of the oscillating fan. And then you'd every morning just go, I am the shit! That's how I think you feel about yourself. That I would just guess. Anyways, I think I'm a decent-looking guy, and I do get attention from the women. But I often find that they are not worth the effort because I get bored so quickly. Yeah, I know, actually having to converse rather than just being like, hey, how much for you to suck my dick? Oh, yeah? I'll give you half that. Come on, work with me. I'll meet you in the middle. I'll give you an extra $5 because it's cold out. All right, get in the car. My problem is that I get bored with women immediately after I sleep with them. I do not fear diseases as I always use condoms. Dude, that's not 100%, by the way. I don't know why, but it is. I don't know how you can have a raincoat on your dick and still get herpes. I think because your balls are fucking hanging out of the back of the chopper, you know? And safety, I always use condoms and safety wise. I love when you guys like rewrite your fucking emails and then you delete half a sentence and then you fucking don't notice and then you put it in here and you make me look even dumber than I am. Anyways, I guess he uses condoms. He said it would be just as dangerous sleeping with a random bar slut who doesn't force their partners to use condoms. No, it wouldn't, sir. No, it wouldn't, because it's a numbers thing. All right? Some bar slut who doesn't use condoms versus some woman who fucks professionally. Okay? That's like you throwing the football around in the backyard saying you're just like Tom Brady. Okay? It's not the same thing. But I know you're saying that to make yourself feel better. He said, I fear never being able to have a normal relationship with the woman down the road. I feel like my internal wiring got crossed somewhere, and I need a wide variety of women to keep me sane. I really want to fuck every woman I see, but unfortunately I cannot swing a golf club, so I got to pay for it. Any way out of this? Love the podcast. Yeah, you need to go to therapy. I got to tell you, though, once you, I don't know. Yeah, you need to go seek professional help, sir. I would say that because you've gone down a road for so long and you keep coming around the track the same way. You've worn this groove in, and it's very hard to get out of. And you have to sit down and want to do the work, and you have to work with professional and figure out if you have a sex addiction or whatever. Dr. Drew. You know, if you can't afford it, I would call Dr. Drew. But even then, he's only going to talk to you for a minute. Have him guide you in the right direction, though. Because that guy he gets right to it. I've done his show a couple times. He's fucking unreal. So that would be my suggestion. I would say, first and foremost, stop fucking prostitutes, because you are going to catch something. And not only that, everyone that you bang or have blow you or whatever, it's just another step further down a direction you don't want to go. And then also, it's a terrible thing to do. You know, to solicit a prostitute. You're basically, something horrible happened to her, and then you're taking advantage of it. It's fucking horrific. So there you go. I hope I helped you out. I know I gave you a lot of shit throughout that, but I hope I helped you out, because that is a serious problem. Okay, new house. Dearest Billy Boy, keeping it short and sweet due to your undying hatred for reading out loud. I actually don't mind it. I hate sounding stupid. My fiance and I are moving into our first house on Friday. Any last-minute advice? Yes. Well, it's too late. You already bought a fucking house. My first thing would be drive less of a car. Wear less clothes. Everything less. And start knocking out the principal. All right? You got to start knocking that fucking thing down. And then once you knock it down to a certain point, then they're going to come at you and be like, hey, do you want to refinance? You want to refinance? Look, your mortgage payment will go from $1,500 down to $1,200. That'll save you $300 a month. That's all a fucking scam. Okay? Do you really think there's somebody who works at the bank and his job, and he's sitting there going, how can this bank make less money? Oh, I know what. I mean, how long would that guy work there before he got fired? It's a scam. Because what happens is if you're like 4 or 5 years into your mortgage, they're going to refinance it, and your payment doesn't go down $300 and you're still 5 years in. It starts back at zero. All right? Now you have that payment for 30 years, and you're starting all fucking over again. So the $300 that you're saving each month, they're making more in the fucking interest in the long run because they sent you back to square one. It's all a fucking scam. I'm telling you, go to the gated communities and go over the fucking wall. Don't really do that, all right? I don't want to be held responsible for that. These are all jokes. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. All right, any other advice? Yeah. Don't let your fucking lady, let your woman have the fucking dining room. Let her have the fucking living room, all right? But you have to stake your fucking claim in there. Don't let her turn it into a fucking dollhouse. The same way she wouldn't want to be living in some fucking, house that looks like a sports bar. And you got some fucking deer head and a keg on tap and all that shit, you know what I mean? But just like, I would say stake your fucking claim in the house and just say, listen, I want this house to be a representation of both of us. All right? And if it goes too far one way or the other, I don't think the other person's going to be happy. And just say, listen, I don't care what you do with this. I don't care what you do with this room. Just pick yourself a room or two. Because this sort of unwritten rule is that the guy gets one room, and it's the darkest, caviest fucking place. It's the basement. It's the fucking garage. And it's bullshit. It's bullshit, okay? So that's what I would say. Make sure that when people walk in, they can immediately see that you live there too. That something with a set of balls is actually in that fucking house. All right? And that's it. Good luck with your marriage and your new house. Congratulations. Pay down the fucking principal, sir. Get the shackles off you. All right, crazy-ass mom. Hey, oh there, Bill. What's up? My name is Hector. I'm a full-time college student. My life is fairly well. I get good grades and shit. Big family, 1 of 7. I refinance with some new putty. Started back to square one. When I was little, she was basically trying to steal me from my father and taking all of his money in the process. Hell hath no fury, sir. Also, she used to beat me like a redheaded stepchild. I find that offensive. All right, you want my advice? Don't insult me. All right, Hector. You know what? I almost got childish and made some joke about your chain steering wheel because your name is Hector. But then I realized that would insult other Mexicans, and I'm not like you, sir. I'm gonna take the high road here and just say that I wish you had chosen your words a little more carefully. All right, and tell me, beat me like a redheaded stepchild, and tell me my dad did not love me, so I would stop asking for him. Wow. Yeah, that's something that parents do during divorce on both sides. They use the kids. I'm so glad that never happened to me, and I got fucked up in other ways. This fucker left my father with so little money that he had no money to pay the light bill and other shit. My mom's stupid-ass brother held a gun up to my father's head and said he would blow his head off because he got my mom pregnant with me. My mother's dad was also an ultra cunt. Yeah, so he was familiar with cunts and he went out and married it. Hopefully, he fucking corrected the problem. Jesus, you're giving me the whole family tree here, sir. Since then, she had gotten remarried and then divorced a fucking again, he says. The problem is, after all that shit, I can't stand to even look at my mom. How do I tell her to basically fuck off? This fucking podcast is the fucking shit. Don't stop, you redheaded maniac. All right, there you made it up with something positive towards redheads. Thanks for your input. No, yeah, go fuck yourself. Look, this is very touchy because, you know, as much as you consider your biological mother your mother, this is your mother. So I don't know how that works because I've never been in this situation. So I wouldn't tell your first mother to fuck off. What I would do is I would have... she is your mom, so I would have just a very controlled relationship with her. Like, I would meet her at restaurants. I'd meet her in public and have lunch with her and be okay, I got to get on with my week. And that way, so if when she dies someday, you don't have this regret that, I hated my own mother. What does it mean? And then I would just do happy mom shit with your non-biological mother. Just smile and wave, go through the motions with her. But I don't know. I'd say maybe therapy. Call your mom a cunt in therapy rather than to her face because it's not going to get you anywhere. And as you get older and she gets older, it's not going to be a good fucking thing. But I totally have empathy for the situation that you're in. I would just treat my biological mother as my real mother, and I would have a respectful relationship with my original mother. And when she started talking crazy and everything, just be like, listen, you said that stuff to me when I was a kid. It caused a lot of damage to me, and I don't want to hear you trash my dad anymore. I respect how you feel about him, but I don't want to hear about it because you have to understand that that's my father. All right? And if she has a problem with that, you just go, check, please. And there you go. If she wants to make a scene and throw some bread around, then you got to be like, listen, I can't hang out with you. You're crazy. You're trashing my dad. You're throwing appetizers around the room. Okay? I will have dinner with you again when you can show to me that you can act like an adult. And you just lay the ground rules. This is how it's going to be. We are meeting at restaurants, and you're going to behave like an adult, and you are not going to trash my father. Okay? We're going to sit here. We're going to talk about the weather and what's going on in our lives right now. We're not talking about the past anymore. That's what I need from you. If you can't give me that, then I'm not going to the Olive Garden. There you go, sir. I hope that works for you. All right, relationship advice. I'm pregnant. Oh, Jesus. Okay. Hey, Mr. Bill. I'm a 21-year-old pregnant girl who lives in Shittown, Illinois. I moved here a little over a year ago to be with my boyfriend who I met on Match.com. This is your prince? You meet him on Match.com, led you to Shittown, Illinois? There's a fucking one for everybody. Do not go on Match.com. Those stupid commercials, they show everybody happy. Oh, everybody playing Frisbee. Women jumping into guys' arms. Now, do you see some 20-year-old girl got knocked up by some cunt in fucking Shittown, Illinois? I don't think so. Hey, sweetheart, you know what? You're already a great person because you let us know what happens at Match.com. Everything was great at first. Then I realized how much I fucking hate this place. This town is such a cunt, and that includes the people in it. I've been telling him that, and I'm unhappy for at least 6 months, but he doesn't seem to care. Oh, so you don't really have a problem with him. Oh, great. Now I have a slander case with fucking Match.com. He said, now I'm pregnant with his child and have the opportunity to move to Arizona to be with my parents. I told him that I'm going to go, but he said that he would absolutely would not follow me there. He said he loves this place because it has a lot of outdoor activities, and he loves his job. This is not his hometown. He makes $9 an hour being a bicycle mechanic. I told him there are bike shops all around the country, and he can find another fucking job, especially since he is former military. He doesn't care. He's a stubborn ass. What the fuck do I do? This place has turned me into a depressed bitch, and I hate myself for it, and I don't want to bring the baby into that kind of a world. Hopefully you can shed some wisdom on this for me. I don't know. This is a rough one. So you're basically going to move to where you want to live, and then he's going to become you. That's what I'm worried about. Do you have some sort of job opportunities in Arizona? Because, you know, along with having bike shops all around the country, they also have outdoors. You can go outdoors anywhere in the country. That's one of the greatest things about the United States. In Russia, they can't go outdoors wherever they go, you know? You get sent to Siberia and shit, you are fucking indoors, all right? Getting fucking raped in the ass, and all you can feel is somebody's mittens on your hips. Oh, that's one of the fucking most evil jokes I've ever made. All right. What am I talking about? What do you do? Sweetheart, I don't know. If the guy's fucking that level is stubborn, I honestly, you know what? You stump me. I know you're fucking punching your fucking iPod right now, whatever you listen to the song. All right, what would I do if I was a pregnant lady? Well, here's the question. How do you feel about this guy? Do you love this guy? Is this the guy you're going to marry? If that's the deal, then I don't know. You got to try and work something out because you guys are together and you got to try and do what's best for the kid. But if this guy isn't the guy, then I don't know what to tell you there either. Here's some great advice. Don't get fucking pregnant by your boyfriend at 21. I mean, I don't know what to tell you here. You know what? You really painted yourself into a corner. I think what you have to do is you got to man up and make a decision here. You have to make a decision what's best for your baby because now you're in this situation. I know a baby needs a mom and a dad, but if you guys don't really love each other, whether you live in Arizona or you live in Illinois, it's eventually going to fucking blow up. So I would just, at this point you're having a baby, so your needs are out the window. It's got to be about the kid, which you did mention in there. So I guess it took me a second to try to figure this one out. I guess if I was in your situation, I would do what was best for the baby. So whatever that answer is, I would go with that. All right? But I don't think that that's just a one-sided talk. Like you really have to sit down with your boyfriend there and try and together figure out what's best for the kid. And then I would do that. All righty? I hope that helped you out. All right, this is a long podcast today. Is this the last? This is the last one. All right, hang in there, everybody. Advice for a big presentation. Hi, Bill. I saw your special on Netflix, and I laughed my face off. A few days later, I started a new job at the sort of place where my coworkers don't really speak to each other during work hours. You can hear the wiring. You can hear the whirring of the fan overhead and desk drawers being open and shut. Jesus Christ. So thank Christ for your podcast. What a relief. Thank you for making my day. All right. I'm presenting at a TEDx event. Is that like TED.com where all those eggheads talk about robots and scuba diving in like a wheelchair? And I'm wondering what sort of tips you might have for speaking to large crowds. Try to make them laugh off the top or save it until I'm further into the speech or what? You've poked fun about bringing a joke full circle at the end of the set. Is that lame? I do this where whenever I write something, I can't read it once it's published because it all sounds so cheesy to me. Oh, if you write it down because you're in your head. Okay, I see what you mean. He says, like I end up hating what I just put out there. I just want to cringe every time I think about my speech. What do you think? I think you have the classic mentality of the performer. You want to be in front of everybody. You have self-hatred, and you want the crowd to clap and be like, no, but seriously, you're a good guy. I would say this. Just talk to them like you're talking to your buddies in a bar. That's what I would do. I would if you don't like what you wrote down, what I would do is I would have talking points in front of me. Like, I'm starting with this point, and then talk off the top of your head. If you're good at this, by the way. All right? Now, if this is one of your first times doing this, you're going to be a little nervous. It might be good to have something a little more prepared. But if you're good at, talking in front of people, I would just have bullet points. Like I'm going to talk about how I ended up in a wheelchair. I'm going to talk about how I used to love the ocean. And then I'm going to talk about having all of that taken away from me. And then I'm going to talk about the apparatus. And then I'm in the ocean. Then I'm going to show them the pictures. And then I'm going to get all teared up. And then I'm going to wheel myself off with one hand while waving. But then I'll be in a circle. And then realize that I'm doing a circular waving thing in my chair. And then I'll just sort of back up off the stage. That's just one example. But I think, what the good thing is your competition isn't that stiff. There's going to be a bunch of monotone jackasses just sitting there going, back in 1970, the first fuel-injected engine. You're going to have to go on after that. So it might not be that difficult. So that's basically what I would do. All right, people, that's the podcast this week. Thank you for listening. Please, all of you, if you're going to buy something on Amazon.com, if you'd like to donate to this podcast and the Wounded Warriors Project, please, for the love of God, go to BillBurr.com, click on the podcast page, and then click on the Amazon link. It'll take you right to Amazon. Nothing's going to cost you any more money. It's just Amazon kicks me a little bit of money for sending traffic their way, and then I take 10% of that and I throw it to the Wounded Warriors Project. And also, if you'd like to download my special, you people are all the same. You can do it digitally, $5. Or you can buy the hard copy version that has some extras on it, some tours of cities. And both of those are available on the merch page. That is it. Go fuck yourselves. Have a wonderful week. And I'll talk to you next Monday. Okay, bye-bye. Hey, what's going on? It's Bill Burr, and it's the Monday Morning Podcast. And before I get started, I forgot to read one of the ads. So I got to read this one right here at the top and then splice the thing in. You don't need to know the technicalities. Here we go. You ready? Sit down, fold your fucking hands, and face forward. LegalZoom.com, everyone. Look, you got to plan for your future. You do financial planning, you get insurance. But to get real peace of mind, you got to make sure your family is legally protected. So where do you turn to for affordable legal protection you can trust? One place and one place only, LegalZoom.com. For over 12 years, they've been helping Americans get personalized wills, powers of attorney, living trust, real estate documents, and more. LegalZoom also helps start and maintain businesses with incorporations and LLC filings, trademarks, and copyrights. Their time-saving service was developed by a team of experienced attorneys, and LegalZoom takes care of you from start to finish. LegalZoom documents have been accepted by courts and government agencies in all 50 states. LegalZoom is not a law firm, but they can connect you with an attorney to help provide self-help services at your specific direction. For even more savings, enter Burr, B-U-R-R, in the referral box at checkout. If you are a parent or an entrepreneur, don't wait any longer. Call or visit LegalZoom.com and protect what is yours. And now, the beginning of the podcast. Hey, what's going on? It's Bill Burr, and it's the Monday Morning Podcast for Monday, April 22nd, 2013. How are you? How you doing? Well, that's good. What a week. It's amazing how much the world can change in a week. This week had everything. Sadness, fear, triumph, and conspiracy theory. What else do you need? And by conspiracy theory, I'm, of course, talking about how the fucking Los Angeles Lakers made it into the NBA playoffs. Dude, the NBA is the most manipulated. It's almost like they're trying to get caught. You know what I mean? I'm going to sound like this fucking guy who made this conspiracy theory about the bombings in Boston, but, you know, to steal his fucking line, how much more proof do you need? All you got to look at is fucking, who would you rather see in the playoffs? Who's going to make him more fucking money, huh? The fucking Utah Jazz or the Los Angeles Lakers? Jesus Christ. I mean, it was fucking ridiculous. And now they're in the playoffs and they suck. But people are going to watch because they hate them just to watch them suck and watch them get pounded. It's just fucking, I don't know. It's the worst. It's the easiest fucking league to fix. All right? Nobody has more power than a fucking NBA official. I could fix a game. I don't even understand the game. You know? All I got to do is just fucking, I've said this before, all you have to do is a fucking NBA ref. Who's their best player? Give them 2 quick ones. Foul! And then another foul, right? Then as he's sitting there turning around looking over his shoulder with his fucking eyebrows down, you know, some guy who's worth 300 million fucking more than I am in my stupid athlete's foot shirt. I just look at him like, yeah, keep looking, I'll give you a tee. I'll fucking tee you up. Right? So now he's out of the fucking game. He comes back into the game the second quarter. I give him another one. That's 3. See you in the third quarter, buddy. There's no other fucking sport. You can't do that in NFL football. You know? I can't call intentional grounding fucking 2 times on Tom Brady and get him out of the game until the second quarter. I can't call 3 strikes on a fuck. You know what I'm saying? It is the most brutally obviously manipulated game. This is what kills me. What fucking kills me about the mouth-breathing fucking morons that you bump into, that you walk into. I'm a fucking mouth-breathing moron. I can't even express my views. I'm actually taking a class on that. How to express your views. How to call other people dumb without sounding dumb yourself. Have you found yourself on your podcast with no guest? No. This is what kills me about these fucking mouth-breathing morons. If you start telling them that the NBA is fixed or it's fucking manipulated, they roll their eyes at you like you're a moron. And what fucking kills me is they had a mobbed-up ref. They had a fucking mobbed-up ref. And then they do that shit. It was just one. Yeah. It was just one. Yeah, just one bad seat. Like the NBA, it's boxing. It's basically boxing without. It's just as fucking corrupt. I love that shit. How it was just one. How there was a mobbed up ref, and none of the other referees on the officiating crew could figure out that this guy was throwing games or shaving points. I mean, what are they doing? They don't notice. Give me a fucking break. Is all I'm saying. All right. And then another thing is. There's no other fucking sport where the star players get the level of preferential treatment. I don't even want to hear it from you fucking NFL fans with how they protect quarterbacks, okay? They do that straight across the fucking league because those guys are their breadwinners. And obviously, a Peyton Manning, a Brady is going to get more. The star players always get more preferential treatment, okay? In all sports. I'll throw that out there. But none like the fucking NBA. All right? If you go near Kobe Bryant, you're getting a fucking foul. If it doesn't go in, he looks at the ref like it didn't go in. Obviously, I was fouled. And he gets the fucking call. It's annoying. Having said all that, as much as I hate the Lakers, that was the fucking worst thing I've seen in sports in a long time, other than that kid's leg falling off for Louisville, was Kobe snapping his fucking Achilles. But luckily, they're in an age now where he's going to be back, the way that they can operate on. what am I trying to say? The level of technology that they had. Like back in the day, you were fucked. It was over. My buddy Jason Lawhead, who's got a great podcast himself, was saying Dominique Wilkins took a year off after that injury and actually came back and became NBA Player of the Year, but he was never the same guy. But it's different now, you know, which, of course, they won't take into consideration. So when he does come back, they're going to be the most unbelievable, improbable, you know. Isn't it ridiculous? My level of fucking... It's not even the Lakers. It's their fucking fans. Their lack of knowledge on the game. Where they have one of the most selfish, self-centered fucking players of all time. And how the team actually plays as a team when he's not on the fucking court. And they still chant MVP when that fucking cancer comes back out on the court. It just blows my fucking mind. You know why? Because everybody's in a fantasy league. And it's all about, well, he had fucking 38. And this guy only had 22. Therefore, he's 16 points better. All right. Let me take my tampon out here and let's get on with the podcast. You're listening to the Monday Morning Podcast, and it's not brought to you by anybody this week. It's brought to you by me and my fucking hat. All right. So I started off with something silly and over the top. I don't like talking about heavier shit on this podcast, but obviously I got to acknowledge what happened at the Boston Marathon. You know, I'm not going to say anything that everybody else hasn't already said. I just don't know how somebody could... How do you fucking do that? Just walk up and you're setting it down and you're looking at people's legs and kids and shit and you're just walking away knowing that in whatever, 7 minutes, 8 minutes, whatever the fuck it is. I mean, just... How do you do something like that, you know? Fucking unbelievable. These goddamn nerds, man. I got to tell you something. Nerds are some of the most dangerous fucking people on the planet. Okay? Those two were a couple of nerds. Nerds! Fucking MIT fucking nerds. You send me in a goddamn hobby store to cannibalize some fucking toys. You think I'm coming out with a bomb? I'm not. I'm coming out with the fucking ugliest toy you've ever seen in your life. All fucking taped together with duct tape. I don't know what is in a fucking hobby store. What is in there? What did they, some glue? I don't know what they took. And here's another thing that fucking annoys me. You know, and then everything's nerds. They make all these fucking movies like they're these great goddamn people. They aren't. They aren't. All the weaponry that you see across the fucking globe, for as much as some sociopath thinks of the shit, it takes a nerd to make that psycho thought a fucking reality. Fucking goddamn nerds. You teach them, you know, the secrets of the world, and this is what they do with it. You know? Or they come up with something and then somebody else uses it for fucking evil. I don't know what the fucking thing is. But here's my thing. Any terrorists listening to this podcast? Are you? Are you in a fucking cave right now? You know? Jerking off to your fucking 72 virgins or whatever the hell they're promising you. All right? First of all, they're not there. When you die, you go in the ground. Okay? That's where you're going. So what you want to do is you want to try and stay alive. You know, meet yourself a cute fucking lady. You know, have a cookout. Ride a bicycle. Feel the wind in your fucking hair or in your beard. You know? What are you doing? When is your district manager going to go fucking do something? Instead of sending all you cunts over here. Here's another thing, too. How about you switch it up every once in a while and you go to a gated community? You know, does it always have to be regular people? Why don't you actually fucking go after the cunts that are making your life miserable? And you know who I'm talking about. I'm talking about the fucking bankers. You know, let me tell you something about these banker cunts. They fucking own everything. You understand me? They own everything. And if they don't own it, it's just temporary because somebody's going to fucking die or need a kidney, and then they're going to lose whatever the fuck that they own. You know? Every fucking house, every fucking building, every fucking piece of property, every fucking blade of grass, these fucking banker cunts own. And they look at it that way. That's our stuff. Okay? And then you go on it You air quote buy it from us, and then we bend you over that fence and fuck you in the ass for 30 years. And by the time you come out the other side, you're too fucking old to take care of whatever you bought. I can't go up the stairs anymore. I'm too old. And then you sell it. And then they get another 30, 35-year-old cunt in there, and they fucking bend him over. Fucking have at it for 30 goddamn years. That's what they do. Yeah. So I don't know what those people were trying to fucking achieve. All they did was just, make a bunch of regular people just... There's no way to hear whatever your fucking cause is. I don't give a fuck. You could actually agree with me on everything that I think about the fucking world. The second you walk into a crowd and just fucking do something like that, I don't even want to hear it. But what was fucking amazing was how they just shut the whole fucking city down. I mean, that's just unbelievable. Everybody just stay inside, and then you just got the only person running up the street is the guy you're looking for. A couple of crackheads.